Hey everyone, I just want to make this video just talking about what it's like to be right wing in the UK and just some of the misconceptions and the stigmas that you get from being that way, because I've seen a lot of like videos and posts on social media and in the mainstream media talking about like attacks on anyone like that leans right wing. And recently, the former Conservative MP Ann Widdecombe, she was murdered in her own home, and now she's a part of she was a part of the Reform Party. And it's just this big thing, like if you lean right wing, you automatically seen as like some kind of bigot or some kind of evil person, which isn't true. Now, Ann Widdecombe, she had some really polarizing opinions. Like some of them I didn't agree with, like her opinions on gay marriage and like the LGBT. Like I maybe not some like the way that the LGBT movement's going now, but like just ordinary gay and lesbian people, they shouldn't be targeted. And some of her opinions about that I don't agree with. So after the death of Ann Widdecombe, I was watching a lot of different TV appearances that she had. I was watching them on YouTube, and I was watching this documentary that she made about men's rights. Now, I know a lot of people poo-poo men's rights, thinking, oh, they already have them, but it's really eye-opening what I saw on this documentary. She was interviewing like fathers who lost the custody of their own child, how a lot of the time it goes towards like the mother. They always get it, and to talk about men's suicide and different things like that, and it really like makes you think she's not a entirely bad person. But I don't believe in all of her policies, because she was quite homophobic towards like gay and lesbian people. Like she didn't want them to marry, but that's, if I believe in the freedom of speech, then I have to allow that sometimes people are not gonna believe in the same things that I do. So I have to credit her for that. And I saw her appearance on the Oxford Union. I can't stand the Oxford Union. It's just because I'm from Cambridge and I can't stand the Cambridge University, so I can't stand Oxford as well. So I was watching that, and she was talking about it's your right to be offended. Like no matter what you are, there's always be something's going to offend you because everyone's different. I kind of agreed with her on that point. Like, and it's just showing like there's always a good side to everyone, no matter what their political beliefs are. I just think it's just unnecessary to go and want to murder someone just because they're right wing, left wing, conservative, Labour, Reform, Greens. It doesn't really matter what you believe in. It's no excuse to go and kill someone. Now I want to quickly talk about this post that I saw that's going around online at the moment, congratulating Ann Widdecombe's death. Now, it's from a professor in Aberdeen University called Heather Herbert. Now, this person identifies as a woman, but it's a man. It's like a transgender. Well, I won't say it's transgender. It's like a fake transgender. It's not. It's just a man in a woman's costume. It's not. You know, people know the difference. But she said this, and there's some good news for once. I hope it was an extremely painful death. Ann Widdecombe. It doesn't matter how she died. If she died naturally or she was murdered, it really doesn't care. Like, you should be celebrating someone's death. And she goes on to say, I hope she was handcuffed to the bed as she screamed in agony. What kind of perverted mindset do you have to want to post that? Like, if you don't like someone, like, don't post anything at all. Like, you don't have to celebrate someone's death just because you don't like them. It's just really morbid. And she goes on to, after all the backlash, she was defending it. how can you defend that? Like, surely, no matter what you are in this world, you need people that are gonna challenge you, go to wherever you are. Like, I don't know, if you're right wing, you need left wing people to challenge you. If you're left wing, and right wing people to challenge you. You know, no matter what you are, you need something to tell you if you're right or wrong. You know, it's just people can't take criticism, and it's really disturbing, and it's just, we need to be better than this. We can't keep UK can't keep wanting to kill someone just for having a different opinion. It's just politics. Like, I know, well, not just politics, but like you don't have to go to those extreme lengths. So I don't support Labour because some of their policies I really disagree with, especially that they're restricting a lot of things on like YouTube and like social media. So like they're controlling the narrative, which I find is absolutely disturbing. Like, they want BBC to be control of YouTube and have their content on there, which I think it's much more important that people see alternatives. Like, whenever you see the news like BBC, Channel 4, wherever, you want to go online and see what they're saying is true or not. And if we don't have the ability to do that, like, it's just propaganda. Like, it doesn't matter if they're left or right wing. And I just think that Labour are just trying to silence people so they can stay in power for longer, even though they're not actually doing anything right. It's just, they don't want you to see them doing the wrong thing, to pretend like they're doing the right thing when they're not. And that's what I'm kind of seeing them doing. And they're not really this whole like protest that I saw recently of, like, the protests in London with what's his name, Tommy Robinson. Now they're condemning him as like far right thugs. Now I didn't go to them, but I saw a lot of the footage, and there was a lot of like Iranians, like Persians there, like holding up their flags, wanting freedom, and there was a lot of Nigerians. There's a lot of like Indian people, like Sikh people. It wasn't about like being racist or anything like that. It's just having this collective narrative, like what the British identity is. And it just seemed like Labour, they don't seem to be championing that. They'd rather champion some kind of ideology that's from abroad, like this. Like, I've been abroad. I've been to places like Lebanon and Syria, where like they completely obliterated the cities and towns there, and like women can't go around freely. And like, I really don't understand why this whole Queer for Palestine movement came about, because if you actually go to speak to like Palestinians or anyone in that kind of region, you find out they're really against like anyone that leans like gay or lesbian or like LGBT or like trans, anything like that. They're totally against that. So I don't understand why they're defending that. It makes no sense whatsoever. And this, what's his name? God, I forget his name. The mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Like, just pick a lane. Like, he goes to like Mecca, but then you see him on like a pride march. Now the two don't compare. The two magnets don't join up, because Islam, the extreme links of it, they don't support the LGBT movement if they're totally against it. And it just seems like he's just a career politician. He doesn't actually care. He just wants to be in power. I just want to get rid of that kind of misogyny or homophobia. Like men and women's rights are supposed to be equal. Same with like gay and lesbian, and also straight people as well. People don't realise that straight people need rights. I know it's silly, but there's a lot of things like men's mental health, and people need to start taking care of that as well. And women, like straight women, I'm sure they get a lot of things wrong with them as well. It's not just about your identity or identify as. It's just you as a person, and everyone needs to be looked after. And I don't understand why we just take caring of this one demographic, because this whole like two-tier system, like you see in the police, and like I made a video before about why I don't like little girls in the police force, because I just find it really stupid. And it just seems like the police force in this country are just not willing to defend this country. Like they'd rather defend like some ideology from abroad, and I'm just getting fed up with it, really. Like when I look at other left-leaning parties, like the Greens, for example, and you see these jihadists next to like these trans activists, it makes no sense, because to me they're just using us useful idiots. They're just using us a platform to enter their barbaric ideologies into British law, which I don't want to see. And I understand that they want to be progressive to everyone. They want to support everyone, no matter what you are. But the thing is, the problem with that, if you're inclusive to everyone, you're going to include people that are against you as well. And what I'm seeing in their party is they're including people that are totally against like gay rights and trans rights, and you don't want that. Like, I know people think right-leaning people are against that, which is not true. Like, I have a lot of gay, lesbian, trans friends. It's not that I'm against it. It's more the case of getting rid of the extremes. Like you see these men go in like women's bathrooms and just acknowledging like we want to get rid of like the fakery in the movement. We don't want to get rid of it completely, like, because when you strip it down, it's just gay and lesbian. That's what you want to support. You don't want to be supporting like these perverts that promote their sexuality towards children, and that includes like heterosexuality as well. Like me as a straight man, I would never go up to a little girl and like or a little boy, like try to sexualize myself towards them. That is wrong, and the same should apply to other sexualities as well. That's what it's just down to, and just acknowledging what you are, like based on reality. Like if you want to transition, that's completely okay, but you need to have like some kind of knowing like your mental state's there properly. And it's not saying that if you're gay or lesbian you can't be the right wing, because if you compare it to like American politics, like with people who support Trump, there's loads of gay people that support it. Like they don't want to be shoot into this box or like given a uniform of what like gay and lesbian have to be. And I can understand it shouldn't be political, it should just be for anyone, but it's just turned so liberal that it's kind of self-imploding, and now they're blaming the right when in reality they kind of done it to themselves. That's pretty much. And I don't wish any violence towards Zach Polansky, the Green leader. That I disagree with a lot of what he says, but I have to acknowledge that we're in a country that freedom of speech, and we've got a freedom of to believe what we want. And even though I don't believe in what he says, I have to respect that there's going to be people different from me. And him saying like if he comes in charge he'd get rid of like right-wing politics and like he'll clamp down on it, like seriously, like why? You need people to disagree with you to know what you're doing right and wrong. So it's really disturbing. Now when it comes to right-wing politics, I support Restore Britain. Now recently I moved to Great Yarmouth, and if you don't know Great Yarmouth, the MP for there is Rupert Lowe. Now I didn't really know much about the Restore Party before, but since being here I learned quite a lot, and I have full respect from him, because what I've seen, like he goes up to locals and he asks about their concerns, and he's been restoring a lot of infrastructure here. Like he's been doing up at the seafront, and like because I moved into a flat here like this, so it's because it's much cheaper area compared to a lot of cities in East Anglia. So I moved into this flat, and I found out it's been like restored because of like Great Yarmouth First. They're like the political party here, which is where Restore formed from. And I thought, oh wow, like they'd been doing all that. So I've actually had some benefits from the Restore Party, and when I look at Rupert Lowe when he's talking about the rape gangs they have in the country, I thought, yeah, like we need to start clamping down on that, and things about like people. So many people out of work that need help getting jobs, and like getting rid of the wrong people in this country, like start defending like British rights and what like British identity. And what's the misconception about this is the thing like we're all like racists, like we hate anyone that's not British, which is not true, because it's just putting British people first. It's not about like hating. If you come into this country, you like it doesn't matter where you're from, but if you respect the culture, that's fine. It's just if you have some kind of morbid ideology that doesn't match, then no, you shouldn't. You should be coming. You should be able to integrate properly with the native people. You shouldn't be imposing your own laws and customs within the country, and that's what it's mainly about. And it's helping get like young people jobs. Like there's so many see so many like young lads like younger than me that are struggling to get a job. Like they're saying like there's nothing there, there's no way in, and also a lot of these houses are too expensive, so a lot of these young people are still living with their families, and I kind of sympathise with that because I had to go back and live with my family, and I can understand. Well, I went back to live with them when I was 30, but like if you're like 18, 19 and you can't get anywhere at first, like I can understand like where the frustration comes from, and like the government, like Labour, they're not doing anything. So I'm hoping Restore keeps their word. So when it comes to like reform, I kind of follow some of their policies, but it's mainly down to Farage. Like if you took out Farage, it just seems the same as the Conservative Party, and that's where I have my hesitations, because why would I vote Reform if it's like Conservative Party when there's already a party like the Conservatives? There's like two identical parties, and I don't know if they're going to change much. I agree with some of their policies, but you know, if you got like conservative MPs, like aren't they just going to do the same like they did before? It's yeah, and the whole like 5 million that Farage took, it kind of makes me. Yeah, he says it's for his defence, but is it really like? I don't want this like elites, like career politicians. Like, I just want regular people. I just want regular people in government that's going to help like the lower class. That's why I can't stand like these people like Oxford and Cambridge, like unis, like these hierarchy that have never lived a life. Like they need to go out and see regular people, go up to them in the street and ask them how they feel, what they want. And I don't see Farage doing that whatsoever. He's just like telling people what they want. And that's where like I kind of respect Rupert Lowe a bit more, because he's actually going out there. He's actually a lot of people he's involving within the Restore Party. He's actually a part of the communities like in Great Yarmouth and Makersfield. There's like a lady there that was representing them. So I don't say they're completely perfect, but out of all the parties at the moment, they're the best option. So that's kind of why I'm supporting them. So this is why I don't have a trust for platforms like the BBC, because they're not talking about a Restore Party. When you see Rupert Lowe talk about the rape gang inquiries and other different things and not talk about it, they're kind of saying, oh, they're kind of hiding the narrative. They not actually want to show what's actually happening, because if they highlight these red gangs where it's all like majority of Pakistanis that are doing it, which he has got proof that it is the majority. But the BBC, they will talk about it because they've got a fear of looking racist. They don't want to go after like how gang, but like if you keep hiding it, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So I think what Rupert Lowe is doing, like highlighting this, it's a good thing. And even if you just catch a few, like these rapists and like paedophiles and stuff, at least it's happened a bit. And a bit is what we need, even if it's because it's just better than nothing. And just, even if you help just a few people, at least we're getting somewhere. And I'm just worried where this country is going, because we don't want to lose our identity. Like I believe in like nationalist pride. Like I'm not some kind of racist. I don't hate any race or religion or anything like that. It's just we're protecting our own identity. That's what it's about. And if you want to join that, that's great. If you don't, then don't. So, and I support other countries that like that as well, like their own nation states, like France. I was in France for a whole year, and I was really supportive of French culture. And I was in a relationship with a Peruvian girl, so I was in Peru for quite a while, and I was really supportive of Peru. So if you come into another country, you should be supporting their country. You shouldn't be opposing your own culture onto them. It's just about respect, really. I don't want the UK to become like the US, where there's people that think differently. Like, Trump, he tried to get assassinated, and then Charlie Kirk, he went on the university campuses just talking to regular people, and he was killed just for having a different opinion. And I don't want the UK to turn out like that. We should be debating each other. We shouldn't be causing violence. Because I fell out with like family and friends over like what's happening. Like I don't talk to two aunties because well, one of the aunties, because she was laughing at when Trump got assassinated, and I find that really disgusting. Like, you obviously in like a closed mind, because I'm not one of those people that just fixed on my own views, like my own just because I'm right wing doesn't mean I don't look at the left. Like, I look at both sides. And when people are just so fixed on one thing, it kind of really worries me. Like, you believe in freedom of speech, but it's just what you believe in, it's not what they believe in, so what you're saying is a load of bollocks. And I feel like someone dying is just so disgusting. And I fell out with a friend because, well, this is the same. If you haven't seen my previous videos, this was a friend that made me want to go and commit suicide. And he was often laughing about Charlie Kirk when he died, and I had to unfriend him because I find it too much. Like, he couldn't see it from other people's point of views why they would support him, and it shouldn't be something that you should be celebrating. Like, he was sending me text messages saying, "Oh, I'm glad that Charlie Kirk is dead. He was a terrible person." And I'm like saying, how is he a terrible person? Like, he's obviously you can see like he has a loving wife, like he's a good husband, he was a good father, he had different opinions. Like, when he was talking to like different people, like he's saying, whenever they said something, he used to mirror what they're saying, and they couldn't answer it. Like, if you've got an opinion about something, you should be able to answer back why you think that way. And a lot of people that he's debating couldn't do that because they're like in these universities where like they're in like this echo chamber where they're only around people that think the same way as them. And I find that really disturbing, because I used to live in Cambridge, so I used to see that quite a lot, where people have opinions of the world they've never experienced, and they want to tell you their opinion. No, I've seen the world, I've seen terrible things, and I know what I do and don't want in this country, and I don't want these barbaric attitudes becoming normal. So all these different ways that I explain, that's why I've become right wing, and I can never go left. And because I'm bipolar and ADHD as well, I see a lot of like left-leaning people like using that as like a badge of honor, like something you should celebrate. I don't know, it's something bad, like mental health. Just stop doing that. It's just this whole like TikTok generation. I think it's just warping people's minds, and you should live in reality. And it's just really, really unfortunate that some people have to behave like that. Just go and talk to people. You don't have to go and commit violence. But anyway, it's just my thoughts. It's just like a quick video just explaining things, and I wasn't actually preparing to talk about politics, but because of what's happened in the media recently and what's been happening, I thought I'd make this. And yeah, thanks for watching.